चंदन है इस देश की माटी,
चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है, हर वाला देवी की प्रतिमा, बच्चा बच्चा राम है, बच्चा बच्चा राम है, चंदन है इस देश की माटी, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है, तपोभूमि हर गाँव है,
हर माला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर माला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
बच्चा बच्चा राम है,
शरीर मंदिर सा पावन,
हर शरीर मंदिर सा पावन,
हर मानव उपकारी है,
हर मानव उपकारी है,
जहाँ सिंह बन गए खिलौने,
जहाँ सिंह बन गए खिलौने,
गाय जहाँ माँ प्यारी है,
गाय जहाँ माँ प्यारी है,
शंख बजाता,
जहाँ सवेरा शंख बजाता,
लोरी गाती शाम है,
लोरी गाती शाम है,
हर माला देवी की प्रतिमा,
हर माला देवी की प्रतिमा,
बच्चा राम है।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरन रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायक फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेजस सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
आदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
Sorry. Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. Pranams to Param Pujya Swami Shri Govindev Giriji Maharaj. With the gem of Geeta, let us illuminate our mind and intellect. Let us see Krishna, Krishna alone within and without, and in all directions, whether it be joy and sorrow, happiness and misery, and in any situation. On this day of the Margashir Mass, the most favorite month of the Lord, I, JVSM Lakshmi from Mumbai, on behalf of the Geeta family, extend a warm welcome and best wishes to all the Geeta Premis and Sevis who are present on this Zoom platform to attend the Vivechan Satra of the first part of the 10th Adhyaya by our most respected and senior trainer, Shri Vikas ji, Vaidya ji, this evening. Jai Shri Krishna once again to everybody. In this chapter, the Vibhuti Yoga, we will see how Yogeshwara, Shri Krishna, tries to increase Arjuna's bhakti by describing his infinite glories and opulences. The verses are not only pleasing to read, but also enchanting to hear. He helps Arjuna to meditate on God by reflecting upon his magnificence. So before we begin the Vivechan, let's proceed with our sincere prayers to the all-pervading Paramatma. Yes, what better way can there be than to start an event with a prayer? Prayer purifies not only one's soul, but also drives away the negative thoughts from the mind. So for today's prayer, I welcome Poonam Rathorji from Jaipur. Didi is a doctorate with PG degree in commerce and is a housewife. She joined in Gita Pariwar in November 2020 and is offering Seva as a technical assistant and code trainer. Didi, please. So let us take up the prayer. Where shall we continue with the prayer? I can't, the voice is not audible. Poonam Rathorji is there for the prayer.
Can you hear me, Didi?
Yeah, now I'm able to hear. Now I'm able to hear.
Okay, Poonam Didi for some reason has not joined.
Okay.
Please take the prayer.
Okay. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum Krishnau Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. So after that prayer to Lord Shri Krishna, let us now proceed with the next part, that is Deep Prajwalan. So today we have with us Uma Reddy ji, a teacher from Hyderabad, to brighten this holy platform with the ceremonial lighting of the lamp. She is associated with Geeta Pariwar since September 2024 and is offering her seva as a technical assistant. So Didi, please come forward for the Deep Prajwalan.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदा
Thank you so much, Didi, for divinizing the atmosphere with your beautiful deep prajwalan. So after that, we now proceed forward with a few important announcements. That is the Geeta Jayanti celebrations, which are going on from last few days, that is from November 26th. We are having the Sampurna Geeta Parayan every day. And this will continue till 11th December. And on 11th December, the Parayan will be completed in 28 hours. That is 11 Parayans will be done from 6:30 a.m. in the morning on 11th till the next day, Dwadashi day. So all of you are requested to participate in this online Parayan, which is being done throughout the world. So through Geeta Pariwar. Then we have offline programs also as a part of these Geeta Jayanti celebrations. That is from 24th to 15th of December. We will be, there will be many places where this Geeta Parayan is being conducted, both in our country and also in 40 other countries other than in our country. So there'll be mass recitations of Bhagavad Gita in many places, and all of you are requested to see that you join some of the Parayans which are taking place in your area, or you yourself can be a part of the organizing team of these Parayans by registering yourself on the Geeta platform, that is the portal which is specially meant for registration of these offline festivals. If you are interested to conduct at your place, at your house or a temple, nearby temple, or in your or any other location where you can have a group of people meeting to perform this Parayan. So the website, the link for that is gplg.in/GJ24. So if you click on this link, you will be able to see a set of instructions which are given there, which will lead you to register as a organizer of a Geeta Parayan near your place. So you can fill up your name and other details, and also the place location, and put it and register yourself, so that even others will be able to see your name and the location, so that this is the way of inviting others nearby. So please register. Whoever is interested can register. Whoever is interested in joining these Parayans can join by just glancing through this through the list which is present on this platform, on this website. So finally, we are all set to enjoy the spiritual movements, and now move on to the most awaited part of the session by our most respected and senior trainer, Shri Vikas ji Vaidya ji. Vikas ji Bhaiya is an enthusiastic and a very experienced Vivechak from Geeta Pariwar. His sessions are full of day-to-day examples, and even the most complicated shlokas are made quite simple to understand because of his unique style of explanation. His word-to-word meanings of the shlokas and flow of thoughts make listening and understanding an enjoyable experience to everyone. Bhaiya is a disciple of Param Pujya Shri Govindev Giriji Maharaj. Bhaiya is a mechanical engineer with a postgraduate diploma in business management, and after 12 years of his stay as an NRI in different countries, he is now settled in Pune and owns a small IT company. He is a master of many languages, both Indian and foreign. As an ardent devotee, Bhaiya recites all the 18 adhyayas every day. In Geeta Pariwar, Bhaiya is involved in trainers selection, training of the selected trainers, and also a co-trainer himself. He is also guiding Geeta Vratis to prepare for Sringeri Peeth Geeta exam. So Vikas ji Bhaiya is indeed a very inspiring personality to all of us. It's my honor and great pleasure to request you, Bhaiya, for the interpretation session of the first part of the 10th Adhyaya. Now over to Vikas ji Bhaiya, please.
Jai Shri Krishna. Vasudeva Sudan Devam Kausachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. परम पूज्य स्वामी जी के चरणों में कोटि कोटि नमन. We are going to start in Adhyaya today, Vibhuti Yoga. Brief introduction of this Adhyaya. There are total 42 shloks in this Adhyaya. All shloks are in Anushtup Chanda. Speakers of shlokas, 35 shloks are by Lord Shri Krishna and 7 shloks are by Arjuna. The name of this adhyaya is Vibhuti. Now the first question that comes to our mind is, what is Vibhuti? So whatever is majestic, whatever is splendor, whatever is glorious, whatever is brilliant, whatever is magnificent, whatever is imposing, whatever is prosperous, whatever is sublime, alaukik, all that is Vibhuti. Paramatma has innumerable Vibhutis in the cosmos. He only has occupied, it is only Paramatma who has occupied this entire universe. Even demigods and sages, seers, they cannot fully comprehend Paramatma, nor do they understand his origin. This is what we are going to learn in this adhyaya. So Paramatma's Vibhutis are innumerable. Paramatma is the sole reason of evolution of this universe, and Paramatma is the only reason for the working of this universe. One who understands Paramatma's Vibhutis and yogic power, they get established in Paramatma. And as a reward from Paramatma, the God gives them Buddhi Yoga. He offers Buddhi Yoga. Which Buddhi? Samatha Buddhi. The intellect of equanimity. We will see that in this adhyaya, Arjuna is calling Shri Krishna as Parabrahma, Param Dham, and Param Pavitra. All these adjectives are being used by Arjuna for describing Lord Shri Krishna. Now, though this adhyaya name is Vibhuti Yoga, but there are other adhyayas also in Bhagavad Gita which have explained about Paramatma's Vibhutis. Shri Krishna has explained his Vibhutis in other adhyayas as well. We'll see which are those adhyayas and which are those shlokas. Vibhuti. V means Vishishta, special. Bhuti means to be. So Vibhuti means something special has to be there. In Adhyaya 7, we have shloks from 8 to 12. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoho pranavas sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurushandrushu punyo vandah prathivyāñcati tejasyasmi vibhāvaso जीवनम सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम् बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् बलं बलवताय चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ and ये चैव सात्विका भावा राजसास्तामसाश्चये Matta eviti tanvidhi natvahanteshu te mai. In these 5 shlokas, Paramatma has explained 17 of his vibhutis. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. In Adhyaya 9, Paramatma has explained almost 36 of his vibhutis. 36 of vibhutis from shlok number 16 to 19. Aham kraturaham yajnas padaham aham aushadam. मंत्रोऽहमहमेवाज अहमग्निरहं हुतं पिताहमस्य जगतो माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कार रुक्सामयिरेव च गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृत् प्रभवः प्रलयस्थानं निधानं बीजमव्ययम् and तपाम्यहमहं वर्षं निगृह्णामि सृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च Sadasachaham Arjuna. So here Paramatma has explained 36 of his vibhutis. And 15th adhyaya, which all of you already studied in your L1, in that adhyaya from shlok 215, Paramatma has explained 13 of his vibhutis. From shlok 12 to 15. Yadaditya gadantejo jagadbhasayate khilam yachandramasi yachagno tattejo viddhi mamakam गामाविश्य भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधिः सर्वः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मका अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम् सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनै च वेदेषु सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्. So these are the other adhyayas where Paramatma has explained his vibhutis. So if you take a total count of this, Adhyaya 7, 17 vibhutis, Adhyaya 9, 36 vibhutis. In this Adhyaya, Adhyaya 10, we are going to study in Shlok 4 and 5, 20 vibhutis of Paramatma. In Shlok 6, there are 25 vibhutis. And from Shlok 20 to 38, we are going to study 83 vibhutis of Paramatma. And this 15th Adhyaya, what we have just seen, there are 13 vibhutis. So if you make a total of all these vibhutis, in Bhagavad Gita, Shri Krishna has explained 194 of vibhutis. 194. And there is no end to the vibhutis of Paramatma. That does not mean Paramatma exists only in these 194 vibhutis. There is no end to Paramatma's vibhutis. And Paramatma has said to Arjuna in this Adhyaya that I will explain my main vibhutis to you. And those also in short. I cannot explain to you in detail because there is no end of my vibhutis. Whatever is magnificent, powerful, splendid, sattvic, Aishwarya is all Paramatma's vibhutis. Paramatma is holding all these vibhutis in one small fragment of his Yoga Maya. That is what we are going to learn. That Paramatma is holding this entire universe in a small fragment, Ansha, Ekanshena Sthito Jagat. In one small fragment, Paramatma is holding all these vibhutis of himself. So this is about what we are going to study in this Adhyaya. Now to get a fair amount of idea about vibhutis and how Paramatma is going to play this game with us, we should remember our childhood. Many of us in our childhood, when we were in school, we have been a member of Scout, Boy Scout or Girl Scout, whatever. We used to wear khaki shorts and white shirts. You remember, many of you will remember that. And a little petrol ribbon. In my childhood, not very from our school, there was a dense forest. Not very dense, but fairly dense. And one of the things we used to do was Boy Scout trekking. Boy Scout trekking. We would divide into two groups. All the Scout boys will divide into two groups. And then one group would go and hide in that forest, leaving all sorts of clues about where they had gone. For example, they will take out the leaves of a particular tree and they will keep dropping those leaves. Or they will cut the branch of a tree and they will put that branch on their way. Things like that. And the rest of us will be waiting for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes and then we'll go and try to find the members of other group in that forest, trying to track with the signs what they have left behind. And we have to do it very observantly and try to find and interpret these little signs, what are there on the ground in that forest. So we would roam around looking closely at everything, and now and then someone would spot something out of ordinary and he would explain, oh, that boy is Ram or Sham, whatever his name. Come out, we have seen you already, come out. Like this, all members would get located. The most difficult task would be to find the leader of that team. He would hide at some difficult to find place. And when located, all will shout in chorus, oh, that is not the tree branch. That is not the monkey sitting on the tree branch. It is our dear friend, whatever his name is. What is the similarity of this story with the Vibhuti Adhyaya? Paramatma has played this game with us. He has spread his little signs of his presence throughout the universe. And he is asking us to track and find him. Paramatma is playing this game with us. He is hiding, but keeping him some signs for us to track. The person who is very observant, that means who is very spiritual, will always see these signs and recognize where the Lord is to be found. Most of us see these signs, but pass over them. We do not recognize them for what they are. But as our eyes begin to clear through practice of meditation and bhakti, devotion, when we see some being extremely patient around us, or someone who can listen quietly to the criticism without retaliating or losing temper, we'll start thinking differently about him, and we'll start saying, oh, he is not my friend XYZ, he is the Lord in him. I see the God in that fellow. Because those attributes, those characteristics are godly attributes. Daivi Gun. This Adhyaya Vibhuti Yoga is like a divine tracking manual in which Shri Krishna tells Arjuna a few of his favorite signs. So the Lord is present everywhere. The expression of his presence varies throughout the infinite variety of his creations. Wherever perfection is approached, his glory is revealed a little more. That glory could be among people, among trees, among stars, in all qualities of life. Many of you might have heard the English poem, to display his eternal attributes in their inexhaustible variety, the Lord made the green fields of time and space and the living garden of cosmos, so that each branch, leaf, and fruit reveal his innumerable glories. This is Vibhuti Yoga. So let us start understanding these great glories of God, which he is going to explain to us in this Adhyaya. Starting with first shloka. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Atha Dashamodhyāyah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhūya eva mahabāho शृणु मे परमं वचः यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया. Hitakamya, for your hit, for your benefit, I am going to explain once again. Paramatma says Bhuya. Bhuya means again. Mahabaho, person with mighty arms, that is Arjuna. Shrunu, Shrunu means just listen to me, just hear. Me, my. Param, supreme. Vacha. Vacha means instruction, my words. Aham, that is I. Priyamanai, thinking about you, who is very dear to me. Priyamanai. Vakshami. Vakshami means I will tell you. Hitakamya, for your benefit. So Paramatma says, O Mahabaho, that is, O Arjuna, once again, Bhuya, once again, to my divine supreme words, which due to my deep love for you, I must tell you for your benefit. Because he has already said this in few adhyayas, as we discussed in the beginning, 7th adhyaya, 9th adhyaya. So he says, Bhuya, again I will tell you. Part of it I already told you, again I will tell you. In a sense, it is the knowledge of realization of imperishable Purush, what we are going to learn. The supreme secret and the supreme knowledge being emphasized in this adhyaya with illustrations of divine manifestation of God. We discussed already in chapter 7, some shlok 7 to 12 are devoted to God's supremacy. In chapter 8 also Paramatma said, I am Adhiyajna. In some vibhutis explained in the chapter 9 also that we have seen. It is for this reason that Paramatma says once again, Bhuya. In this chapter, many more glorious manifestations of God are being declared by God himself to motivate Arjuna to adhere to the right course of Karma Yoga by fully trusting in the supreme power of God. This is also for the spiritual benefit of the world, of course. Spiritual reality is the only truth worth seeking and attaining in this world. This truth is nothing but God himself. God is both in spirit, in object, which means the Nirguna and Saguna, there is nothing without him. But the paradox is that he cannot be seen. God cannot be seen. His Maya, his illusion is such that he cannot be seen. He covers himself with his Maya. God wants all people to love and know him, because nothing else can liberate them, get them moksha, and provide them ultimate peace, param shanti, moksha. God loves all people like mother loves her children, good, bad, whatever they are. But people don't know this. These glories and manifestations of God are therefore spiritual advertisements to attract people to the God, where lies their liberation and salvation path. At the outset of this adhyay, we must understand that though the desire to attain knowledge is inherent in everyone, but for that you need to have endless love for your Guru like Arjuna had for Sri Krishna. And that is why Sri Krishna is imparting all this knowledge to him. Priyamanaya, you are dear to me. You open your heart to the only one whom you consider most loving. And Arjuna was the most loving for Sri Krishna. Lord Krishna says, "O Arjuna, you have loved me most dearly. That is why I am revealing this secret to you." That means if this bond of love was missing in them, in Arjuna and Sri Krishna, then Bhagavad-Gītā might not have been there at all. It has happened because of love between Arjuna and Sri Krishna. Due to this bond of love, seeing the mental state of Arjuna, the Lord is compassionately revealing this profound sutras to Arjuna. Thus, if you are reading Bhagavad-Gītā without love and surrender, samarpan, then all that will happen is that you will acquire some egoistic satisfaction that mujhe Gita padna aa gaya. I have read Gita, very good. But nothing more than that will happen. If you have no love and no shraddha and no surrender, no samarpan, the words will remain just words without imparting any real benefit to you. As Pujya Swamiji says, Gita padhe padaye aur jeevan mein laaye. You can bring it in the jivan, you can bring it in your day-to-day life, provided you have love for Krishna, for Gita, and you have that mentality of surrendering to Krishna. Dhritarashtra also heard Gita, isn't it? But it was without love and without surrender. And that did not change him at all. Otherwise the war would not have happened. If he had understood the Gita, Dhritarashtra, the war would not have taken place at all. But no love, no shraddha, mere words. We don't have to be like Dhritarashtra. We have to be like Arjuna. Love, shraddha, surrender. So Paramatma is going to explain all this in this adhyay. Let's proceed on to shlok number 2. Name vidussuragana prabhavanna maharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshinaincha sarvashah. Name vidussuragana. Vidu is to know. Suragana, demigods. Prabhava is the origin, opulences. Maharshi, the great sages, rishis. Aham, I am. Adi, Adi is the origin. Devanam, demigods. Maharshinam, of the great sages. Sarvashaha, in all respects. The Paramatma says, neither demigods nor the great sages, rishis, know my origin or my transcendental divine play. For in every which way I am primordial origin, the root cause of even demigods and great sages. So how they will know the origin? Sages came into existence only after this earth came into existence. And this earth appeared only after appearance of 5 Panchamahabhuta, 5 elements. Then in turn manifested only after vibrational upsurge occurred in the Mahan Tattva. So the chain is, first appeared the Panchamahabhuta, then the vibrational upsurge occurred in the Mahatattva, and then this earth came into existence. Thus, had there been any movement in the Mahatattva, if there was no movement in the Mahatattva, there would not have been any elements, and consequently, there would not have been any existence of sentient or non-sentient on the earth. Then who would have known about what? If there was nothing existing, who would know about what? After all, can you be the witness of your father's birth? No. Neither do you know your ancestors. So how sages and rishis and all that can know Paramatma's origin? Because they came much after. No one can claim to have seen the birth of their father or their grandfather. Analogically, no human being can ever claim to have seen the origin of this world, of this universe. Nobody can claim that. God is a fathomless mystery. God is a mystery. The unknowable. Even rishis and devas do not know him. Rishis and devas are enlightened souls. Okay, agreed, understood. They are enlightened souls. But God says they also don't know him fully because they are a part of Prakriti, being subject to birth and death. Therefore, how can the creation know the creation of Creator himself? Our Vedas, our scriptures say that nobody knows the God truly because knowing God means becoming God. So once the knower becomes the known himself, then there remains no knower. Isn't it? Nobody can become God without becoming the soul, his fragment. So soul realization is a way to attain God, to become God. And becoming soul means ceasing to be mind. Not remaining the mind means not remaining the man, but becoming the God. Because if we are mind, then we'll get attracted to the material world. No mind, only recourse for us is the God. This means that for a God-realized person, this world is nothing more than a passing play. One who has realized the God. Our ignorance is indeed very far-reaching, immeasurably vast. Our ignorance. We think we are Mahadnani. We know everything. Reading few books here and there, we start claiming, I know everything. I know everything. For example, how much we know, let us see. The chair on which you are sitting at home, do you know this chair? Do you know when it was made? And who made it? Do you know the tree which was cut to make its wood? Do you know the age of that tree? Do you know how much sunlight and water was absorbed by that tree? Do you know the river, the clouds that provided water to that tree? Do you know the sky where the clouds float? Do you know the stars, the planets, the galaxies? There is so much we really don't know. We know only chair, but the rest of things we don't know. This ignorance is dim as darkness, tamas. What your intellect know is nothing more than a drop in the ocean. And we still claim, I know everything. And with this very small, minuscule knowledge, we keep beating the drums egoistically, saying that I know everything, I know everything. We don't know anything. There is so much beyond comprehension of human intellect. Hence, who can claim to know the source of this vast creation? We don't know the creation of this chair. How can we know the creation of this vast universe? All theories doing rounds regarding the origin of universe are just guesswork. Nobody knows in reality how this universe has come into existence. It is mere speculation, nothing more than that. That particle theory and all that, these are all theories only. And therefore, Sri Krishna says in this shloka, no one knows the origin of the primordial, eternal, ever-conscious Parabrahma. Further, slok number 3, Paramatma says, Yo mama jamana adincho vektilo kamaheshwaram asammudas samarteshu sarvapapais pramuchyate. Yo mama jamana adincho. I am Anadi. I don't take birth. I don't take birth. Mama, me, Ajam is unborn, Anadim, without beginning. Vekti, Vekti is to know, Loka, three lokas, Swarga, Prithvi, Patal. Maheshwaram, the Supreme God. Asammudas, one who is not moved is Asammuda. Marteshu, among all living beings, Sarva Papai, from all sinful bondages of our karmas, Pramuchate is to get free. So God says, he who knows me as birthless, Ajam, one who knows me as birthless, beginningless, Anadi, and the Supreme Lord of all the worlds, all the three worlds, endowed with such knowledge, he alone amongst all beings is seen as non-deluded or samuda, and is thus liberated from all his sins, because he knows Paramatma now. Having known Paramatma, what else remains to be known? So he gets freed from all his previous sins. Now, how can one get liberated? How can one get moksha? By experiencing the consequences of your karma. कर्म का भोग भोग लें और मोक्ष मिल गया. But is it so easy? There is such an enormous bank of all our previous karmas. When will that ever get exhausted? What's more, here you are bearing the fruits of your previous karmas, but what about all new karmas occurring every passing moment? We have to take care of those karma phalas also. It is like taking water out from one end and pouring it from the other end. When will that tank of karma will get emptied? Very difficult to answer. Likewise, when will all the karmas get exhausted? There is one and only one way of accomplishing this, and that is through jnana. Jnana is the only way. It is possible only when realize and experience that neither are you this body, or does this body belong to you. So this identification with body has to be first removed from our minds. See, there are two major afflictions. I am body and this body belongs to me. This body is mine. I am body and this body is mine. But is this body really yours? You can try it right now. Hold your arm out. Order your eyelids not to blink. And listen to this without blinking your eyelids or moving your arms. Go on listening for, see how much time you can maintain this without blinking your eyelids and without moving your arm. Very difficult to maintain this posture. We have no control over our body also. Once a disciple complained to his guru that he was finding it difficult to sit at one place and watch his breath. This is the exercise we do. We have learned in 6th Adhyaya also, Atma Sanyam Yoga, that sit at one place and watch your breath pulse. Coming, going, coming, going, coming, going. That is the beginning of meditation, isn't it? So the guru said, no problem. You cannot sit at one place and watch your breath. Okay, no problem. If you are finding it difficult, you can do this. The disciple said, what can I do? The guru asked the fellow to stand up and bend his knees as if he was sitting on a chair, and hold his arms out, palms facing upward. Then he placed bowls of boiling hot water on both of his palms, and then a rake of nails in the spot underlying his bottom, that if it falls down, he will fall down on those nails. And he said, the guru said, now watch your breath. Can you watch your breath now in this posture? Needless to say, the disciple cried out, Master, forgive me. No more there will be any problem in sitting down and watching my breath. That problem is solved forever for me. So is this body yours? Parents claim to own their children, but do the children belong to parents? This body belongs to no one. Let alone body, does your mind belong to you? Can you predict the state of your mind, say 2 hours from now? What you will be thinking after 2 hours from now? Can you predict that? Mind is not under your control also. I am not the body. Body is not mine. I am not the mind. The mind is not mine. I am not the intellect. The intellect is not mine. This entire drama being enacted by body, mind, intellect, you can only be a witness of this entire fictitious melodrama being played by the Maya. God says it is the Jnana that liberates you from the bondage of karma. When I am not the body, when I am not the mind, when I am not the intellect, that too is not I or mine. Karma, isn't it? What's more, the fruits of karma too are not mine, because I have not done the karma. Whatever pleasure or pain is experienced by the body or mind, in accordance with its previous karma, witness it detachedly as a witness, as if it is happening to someone else's body or someone else's mind. Observe it only as a witness. Difficult to do, but this is the way. Sri Krishna says, those who know me to be birthless, beginningless, Lord of this entire creation, such jnanis are liberated from all sins. Remember, you can get liberated from your sins by compensating them by acts of virtue. Can you do it? You cannot get liberated by compensating your bad deeds by performing some virtuous acts. Cannot. Earning crores of rupees by corrupt practices on one hand, and then donating 1 lakh of rupees to a temple, believing that the sins have been nullified by virtue. Merits cannot delete your previous demerits. The account of merit and demerit, they run separately, parallelly, independent of each other. The consequences of your karma, they affect not only your body, but your mind too. Your mind too is affected by your accrued karmas. In fact, the way your mind, intellect thinks is most certainly influenced by your past karmas. The thought of treading the path of awakening, that too is a result of the fruition of the fruits of your previous karma, of some previous meritorious karma. You have done some sattvic good karma in the past. As a fruit of that, you have started walking on the path of awakening. So whatever we do, our mind and intellect, whatever way it thinks or does, it is a result of our past karmas. Your mind is your world. And so deep-rooted is your attachment and sense of I and mine in this mind that you have forgotten your real identity and your real self. You have forgotten that in reality, you have nothing to do with this body, you have nothing to do with this mind, you have nothing to do with intellect, or indeed with this entire material world. You have only one thing, that is God, but we have forgotten all that. One whose heart beats with love for the divinity has no concern for this material world. But remember that the thirst to know the truth, the quest of the divine, that too occurs as a consequences of our previous punya karma or meritorious act. This means that it is your karma that influences your intellect to be with a sage or to attend satsanga. It is your karma that infuses dispassion in your mind, and intellect suffuses your heart with the love for the divine. That is why children born of the same set of parents may have different or contrasting inclinations towards spirituality. One child is devoted to Bhagavad-Gītā, we see in Gita Pariwar. The 4-5-year child starts reading Gita very fluently. And the other child vehemently opposes past karmas. Words. Thus remember that the brunt of your karma is borne not only by your body, but also by your mind. That is why sages have cautioned and advocated that one should always carry out acts of merit. The web of merit and demerit is indeed very thick, and only Jnani is able to cut through this web. And he who has firmly surrendered to the divine, to the Guru, he alone has the eligibility to become a Jnani. Mirabai, she was a devotee first, and it was only later by the grace of sage Ravidas that she became Jnani. Vidur had a wealth of words, knowledge, word-based knowledge. But the bond of love was struck only by Shri Krishna. The relation of Jnana and love is as deep as that of body and Atma. If body is love, then Jnana is Atma. A body without Atma is a dead body, isn't it? Likewise, without Jnana, love is but a burden. It's an attachment only. It is not pure devotion unless there is Jnana. A Jnani alone can be a devotee, and a devotee alone can become a Jnani. To continue further, in Shlok 4 and 5, we will take this together because both are interconnected. Buddhirjnanam sammoha kshama satyandama shamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayancha bhayamevacha. And fifth was ahimsa samata tushtis tapo dhanai yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prathak vidhaha. Now these are all the attributes Paramatma says, all these emanate from me. Which are these? Buddhi, intelligence, jnana, knowledge, wisdom, asammoha, freedom from doubts, kshama, forgiveness, satyam, truthfulness, dhamma, control over senses, indriya nigraha, shama, control over mind, shanti, manashanti, sukham, happiness, dukkham, unhappiness, distress, bhavam, bhavam is the birth, abhavam is the death. And further in slok number 5, Paramatma said, few more attributes: ahimsa, non-violence; samata, equanimity; tushti, satisfaction; tapa, tapa is tapa, penance; dhanam, dhanam is charity; yasha, fame; ayasha, infamy; bhavanti, bhavanti is to come; bhava, bhava is nature; bhutanam, of all living entities; matta, matta is from me; eva, certainly; prathak, viha, prathak vida, differently arranged. What does it all mean? Look, 4 and 5, we'll read once again so that we know what exactly we are trying to understand in these two shlokas. Buddhirjnanam sammoha kshama satyandama shamaha sukham dukkham bhavo bhavo bhayancha ahimsa samata tushtis tapo dhanai yasho yashaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva prathak vidhaha. Paramatma says, refined intellect, buddhi, supreme knowledge, freedom from delusion, clemency, kshama, truthfulness, restrained senses, dhamma, steeled mind, pleasure and pain, birth and death, fear and fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, contentment, austerity, benefaction, honor and dishonor, all these diverse qualities seem, whatever are seen in the living beings, all these arise from me alone. So all these things of contradiction, they arise from one source, that is the God. Whether it is sharp intellect or equanimity, whether it is ability to perform the austerity or benefaction, whether it is the ability to restrain, to regulate the senses or steal your mind, all this is divine grace. It is the power of divine which endows human beings with these abilities or attributes. So it is foolish for us to have ego and claim the credit for these qualities. If you have control over your senses, don't claim credit for it. This has come from the God. This is not your attribute. This has come to you from God. If we have any of these good qualities, never claim credit for that. Because it has originated from God, not from you. No human being has the capability of stealing his mind, to make it still, calm. It occurs only through divine grace. Whatever spiritual sadhana you do, unless you have Paramatma's grace, you can't achieve that. Now, this Vivajana session, what all of us are discussing, is also an example of Lord's grace only. Else, what would have you been doing at this time? Working, shopping, eating, meeting relatives, or gossiping or watching some TV serial here and there. But we all have been saved from this and our time, and instead we are discussing this divine song of Shri Krishna. This is nothing but God's grace, nothing short of the divine grace, that we are meeting and discussing this divine song of Paramatma rather than watching some useless TV serial or gossiping. The sattvic sentiments of charity, forgiveness, austerity, contentment are a reflection of God's grace. Thus, every time these benevolent, positive sentiments and qualities arise in you, know that the Lord is manifesting in your heart. Be happy that Lord has manifested in your heart. Interestingly, do note that if the success or fame is due to Lord, then infamy and failure also arise from the same God, same divinity. Paramatma said in this shloka already. So a deep message is being conveyed through this shloka. Do not pursue victory or honor. Do not fear failure or dishonor. Everything comes from me. Sri Krishna's life is an ideal example of choiceless living. The message of these two shlokas is to have choiceless living. Sri Krishna has set an example with his own life. Example of choiceless living. He smiled irrespective of whether he received brickbats or whether he received appreciation. Whether he was treated with contempt or he was treated with admiration. Sri Krishna did not just talk the talk, he actually walked the talk. Whatever messages he has given in this Bhagavad-Gītā, he has lived those messages. He revealed all the love showered by Yashoda, but when the time came to leave Yashoda, to leave her, he did that. He did that without any problem, without any hesitation. He left Yashoda, his dear mother. He performed the role of a loving son to the hilt, a son who could not bear to see even a tear in his lovely mother's eyes. And then a time came when the same Yashoda was weeping her heart out, begging Shri Krishna not to leave her, but the Lord leaves her without regrets, without any remorse. Yashoda was tormented to see her dear son in such a callous way that he is not listening to me, he is still living. So Shri Krishna is compassionate or is he hard-hearted? What is he? He is both and he is neither. Shri Krishna is like a mirror that simply reflects all that comes in front of him. A mirror never insists that it will reflect only beauty and nothing that is ugly. Shri Krishna is like that pristine mirror that reflects everything just as it is. Success or failure, fame or infamy, everything is reflected without prejudice or without bias. Who is a devotee? The one who is choiceless. A choiceless person is a devotee who neither craves success or fame or dreads failure or infamy. He treats both in equanimity. He is a devotee. Look at Sri Krishna's life. He won so many battles. But then there was one battle where he had to flee the battlefield. He has to run away. Why? Because that was the right thing to do at that time. And he did not worry about his image, that log kya kahenge. He did not worry about it. People will call him coward. I don't care. Thus, don't triumph in success. For the higher you go in success, the harder it will be to deal with its passing. When the success goes, you will find it very difficult to face. When your feet are firmly grounded in success, then alone you will be able to withstand the failures with equanimity. So be choiceless. Whether you get success or failure, be choiceless like Shri Krishna. The Pandavas would repeatedly seek Lord's blessings for victory in the war. But each time Shri Krishna would reply, just wage the war, do your kartavya karma, then whatsoever be the outcome, just face it. It is a war. So either you win or you face defeat. Shri Krishna has been telling Arjuna, we know from first adhyaya, that the victory will give you the kingdom. But even if you were to die in this battle, you would still attain the heaven. Ato apsasargai jitva mokshase mahim. In first adhyaya, Krishna has said to Arjuna, if you die, you will go to the heaven. And if you win this war, then you will enjoy the kingdom. So if he would wage the war without craving victory or fearing defeat, it would mean that he has indeed become a jnani. Without looking at the result of war, if you fight the war as your kartavya karma, you are a jnani. Indifferent to triumph and loss, success or failure. Lord says, failure, defeat, that too is me. Thus, when faced with setbacks, loss, or infamy, see that too as a manifestation of divine only. Don't blame it. The dream snake, we see many times a snake in our dream, biting dream you. We are in the dream only. So it bites the dream you are nothing but your own mind. With the end of dream, the entire dream world ends. No snake, no nothing, no biting. Likewise, when the dream of this material world would end, everything will end with it. Be it creatures, be it human beings, be it demigods, be it demons, the incarnations, or Ishvara. Everything will finish, dissolve. What will remain is only Parabrahma. And the one who knows this Parabrahma is a jnani. That means one who is not attached to these creatures, human, demigods, everything. He is attached only to Parabrahma, which ultimately remains. He is a jnani. He knows that this is the only thing that would remain. Rest, everything will go. Nothing will remain. Okay, let us proceed to slok number 6 now. Further, Paramatma says, Maharshe sapta purve chatvaro manavastatha madbhava manasa jata yeshan loka imah prajaha. Now Paramatma has started telling his vibhutis. Maharshe sapta purve. All, of course, earlier also vibhutis, all those bhavas was Paramatma's explained, buddhi jnanam samoha are Paramatma's vibhutis only. Maharshe is great sages. Sapta, 7. Saptarshi we see in the sky, no? Saptarshi. Purve means before. Chatvaro, 4. Manava, manus. Tatha, also. Madbhava, born of me. Manasa, from the mind. Jata is born. Yesham, of them. Loke, in the world. Ima, all this. Praja is population. Interesting shloka. Maharsha saptapurve chatvaro manavasthatha madbhava manasa jata yeshan loka imah prajaha. Vedas existed. Paramatma says 7 great rishis. 4 ancient Kumars, 14 Manus having my qualities were born due to my will, my sankalpa. This world is their progeny. So this world has come into existence from all these great 7 rishis, 4 Kumars, 14 Manus. Vedas existed even in the time of Shri Krishna. And that is how he is making reference to the Vedas. He is making reference to them. And the Vedas mention that 4 Kumars, Sanat Kumar, Sanak, Sanatana, and Sanananda, and 14 Manus, including Swayambhu, which is the Manu going on now, Swayambhu. They have all come to existence from the Manasik Sankalpa, from the mind of Paramatma. Shri Krishna says, I existed even before existence of this primordial progenitor, that means all the Saptarshis and all that. Obviously, Shri Krishna is referring to Parabrahma. He is not talking as an individual sitting in front of Arjuna and driving a chariot. He is talking himself as a Brahma, the unmanifested form of Shri Krishna. The unmanifested, eternal, all-knowing Chaitanya existed even before everything happened. And Shri Krishna too is saying to Arjuna, know me to be the source of this entire dream world. no meet with the causal seed of the gigantic creation. And this I is not I of the individual antakaran, but the microscopic and the cosmic and boundless, limitless, infinite, eternal, ever conscious, the absolute Parabrahma. So Krishna speaks from two roles in Bhagavad Gita. One is an individual friend of or guru of Arjuna, and second one from his eternal, infinite, limitless, boundless Parabrahma role. Maharshya Sapta. The seven great rishis are those who possess seven qualities. Which are those seven qualities? They are long-lived, okay. They have revealed sacred formulas, very good. They are glorious, okay. They possess divine vision, fine. They are learned, and they have realized righteousness. And they are the inventors of Gotras, the subcaste. Entire human population is having some Gotra. And these seven seers, seven rishis are Marichi, Angira, Atri, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, and Vashishta. They know Vedas. They are the administrator of creation and are appointed to help Brahmadeva, the creator of this entire cosmos. Purva Chatvara, this Sanananda and Sanatana and Sanat Kumara were the first to be born of the mind of Brahmadeva. They are all the manifestations of Lord. Now here one interesting thing has come. The research done in Western world, they studied the physical complexion of the entire human population. And they found that this entire human population is divisible into four forms. One is Mongolian. Mongolian is people who are from China, Japan, Korea, Mongolia, flat nose, eyes going inside, yellowish color. So this is Mongolian. Then Dravidian, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, all that. Dravidian. So this complexion is Dravidian. Third is European. USA, Europe, North America, everything. Fair, green eyes, tall, handsome, fair looking, all that. So they are European. And fourth is African. Black, tall, and very powerful, all that. So these four are there. Mongolian, Dravidian, European, and African. And Krishna said that they have originated from these four people who were created by Lord by his mind sankalpa. So this existing generation, which Krishna has said 5,500 years back, and that he said originated from those four people, may be true also. Because the research also shows the same thing. That is Mongolian, Dravidian, European, African. Maybe these are the same four people who were originated by Lord. So can we say that these four are the progenitors of today's human population? And Gita knew it already? Maybe. Manavasthatha. Manavasthatha, the Manavasthatha is in a day of Brahmadeva. Now we know that Brahmadeva's day consists of 4.32 billion years. When we study Adhyaya 8, we will know this. There are 14 Manus in this 43.2 billion years. We can go through their names, but no use going through their names. Swayambhu, Savarska, Uttama, Tamasa, Ravaita, something like that. They are the creators and activators of the world by carrying out Brahmadeva's orders. And Paramatma says, they have all originated from me. Manasa Jata. They are born of the mind of Brahmadeva in order to create the universe. So they are called Brahmadeva's sons. Madbhava. Madbhava, Paramatma says, they are all devoted to the Lord. So Maharshaya Sapta Purve Chatvaro Manasatha Madbhava Manasa Jata Yesha Loka Ima Prajaha. This Praja has come from them. Further, Lok 7, Paramatma says, Etam vibhuti yogancha mamayo vetti tatvataha so vikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. Further, Paramatma says, these people who were created by me, etam, all these vibhutis, opulences, All these vibhutis which are explained so far, yogam. Yogam is the yogic power, mystic power of Paramatma, mama, of mine, yah. Anyone who vetti is to know, tattvadaha, factually, principally, saha, he, avikampena, without deviation, yogena, in devotional service, yujyate, is engaged. Na is never, atra means here, samshaya is doubt. So after mentioning his divine glories in the form of feelings, buddhi, dhyanam, sammoha, prema, satyam, dhamma, shama, and all that, and persons from slok number 4 to 6, now Paramatma is saying in this shloka, the fruits of knowledge of these divine glories. If you know Paramatma's glories, what exactly you attain? He who in essence know my vibhutis, the universal majestic potency of mind, and my yoga power, which creates these vibhutis by virtue of Dhyana Yoga, one who enters into meditation, Dhyana Yoga, and he knows my vibhutis and my yogic power, undoubtedly he gets steadfastly established in unity with me. So in this shloka, Lord is categorically stating that the way to get established in Parabrahma is via the path of Dhyana, meditation. One has to actually experience the ultimate reality, experience. Merely reading or listening to the words of wisdom is not enough. You have to experience it. And experiencing is through meditation, is the only way. That's why we must know that just reading Geeta and rest of the time gossiping or indulging in sense gratification will lead us to nothing. You ought to spend your time in seva and meditation. If not doing this, then the words of wisdom will remain just as read words. It's called somewhat waste of time. The Lord says that he who through Dhyana Yoga, that means through meditation, has attained total stillness of mind, he alone can attain the realization of the absolute Parabrahma. The supreme knowledge can get established only in a mind that is still, in total repose, no anxiety. Wherein there is turmoil, no chaos of desires and no thoughts. Only in that there should not be any turmoil in the mind, no chaos of desires and no chaos of thoughts also. So Paramatma's supreme knowledge can be established only that kind of a mind. Relinquish all thoughts and focus just on one divinity. Don't worry, not even about whether you will or you will not get liberated. You do your job of meditating on Paramatma. Leave all that to the Lord. As Shri Krishna has said, success or failure arise from me. So whether it is liberation or bondage, leave it to divinity. Everything is coming from him only, no? Gita vibhuti yogancha. Vibhuti stands for his divine manifestation in the form of feelings and persons, which we saw in the slok number 4 to 6. And yoga stands for Lord's singular infinite yogic power. All his divine glories are born of him through his divine yogic power. Nachavastani bhutamini pashyami yogameshwaram. We see it in 9th adhyaya also. Yovetti tattvataha. Whatever we see in the universe is the power and glory of the Lord. The striver should behold every person, every object, every action as a manifestation of Lord. Because all persons, objects, etc. are the kaleidoscopic and perishable. Like the kaleidoscope keep rotating and things keep on changing, but it vanishes. So they have no singularity of their own. All these persons or objects, they have no singularity of their own. Whatever singularity is seen in their existence is the reflection of Lord, who is eternal and imperishable. Therefore, a devotee, a seeker, should behold Lord everywhere. Seeing Lord everywhere in everyone is the real knowledge. So vikampena yogena yujyate. He is endowed with unfaltering devotion to the Lord. That is, he is attracted only towards the Lord. How? A worldly person like us who think that everything can be bought by money. So he attaches value to the money and gets attracted towards money. Similarly, when a man holds that whatever majesty or value appears, that is only God's, he is naturally attracted towards God. Natra samshaya. There is no doubt. It means after knowing in reality, paying attention to the divine glory and power, etc., behold this only as manifestation of Lord. Looking at Eiffel Tower, don't fall in love with Eiffel Tower. See the God who has created this. God gave that intellect, that design marvel to those engineers who created that. So remember the God when you see something beautiful, majestic. So he beholds only the God, whatever he sees. No worldly grandeur, beauty can influence him. Thus it fosters his devotion to the God. When you see something beautiful, you see a rose flower, remember God. What a creation God has made. This is the purpose of Vibhuti Yoga. Wherever you see in the world, you should remember God. See, when there is no other entity besides God, then how can there be any doubt? Natra samshaya, Paramatma says, there is no doubt about it. A doubt can arise only when there are two entities. So this or that. But there is no that, there is only this. But when there is no one besides the God, then there will be, where will the striver have his devotion? Only at one place, that is the God. So the striver is endowed with unfaltering devotion for the God. There is no doubt about it. Natra samshaya. Okay, shlok number 8 now. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Paramatma says aham. Aham is I. Sarvasya, of all. Prabhava. Prabhava is the source of generation, creation. Matta. Matta is from me. Sarvam, everything. Pravardate is emanates, coming out from me. Iti, thus, matva. Matva is to know. Bhajante, being devoted. Mama, to me. Buddha. Buddha is Jnani, learned person. Bhava samanvitaha, with great attention. So Paramatma says, see, in previous shloka, Lord Sri Krishna explained that he who knows in reality Paramatma's divine glory and power is endowed with unfaltering yoga of devotion. What is meant by unfaltering yoga of devotion? The answer comes in this shloka, 8th shloka. Paramatma says, I am the cause of the whole creation. From me, all things move. Emanate from me, move from me. The wise, knowing this and full of faith and devotion, continually worship me. That is, they take refuge in me alone. See, the creation and creativity are the consequences of the will of the God. The knowledgeable ones, appreciating the secret of this principle, direct themselves to the cause, God. See, there are two things, cause and effect. Most of us get attracted to the effect. But the Jnanis, they direct their mind to the cause, the creator, the God, rather than the consequence, that means the manifested world. The one who has in essence known the God, known the essence of his existence, in effect, he has known everything that is there to be known. After knowing God, what is remain to be known? Nothing. And one who has not known God, such a being, despite knowing all objects in the universe, remains ignorant as ever. Then be it Einstein or Shaw or Shakespeare or anybody for that matter. The bondage of ignorance persists. It is not broken. Despite being endowed with exceptional intelligence, such intellectuals end up knowing only one aspect of this material world, and that too not completely. Many renowned philosophers, scientists, biologists, psychologists were known to be miserable in their personal lives or afflicted by one or the other mental illnesses. And quite a few of them end up in taking their own lives. So when a philosopher or a psychologist or a psychiatrist treating others' minds when their own minds are diseased, there is indeed a very stark irony, Ghalib, we appreciate so much Ghalib. Ghalib was such a remarkable poet, but his personal life was without happiness whatsoever. No happiness absolutely. People strive to know this material world. Thus, they investigate and explore the geographical terrain, oceans, rocks, animals, plants, stars, planets, human body, and so on and so on. Everybody wants to be an expert in the subject. But is there an end to this, knowing all this? Every day you come to know something new about this material world of phenomena. Thus, know that no worldly knowledge can ever impart the sense of completeness, a sense of perfection, or a sense of wholeness. That is why Lord says, the one who knows me to be the source of everything, he alone is intelligent. He alone is wise. You may be clever as far as worldly knowledge is concerned, but he alone is intelligent who first investigates his own identity. You can find identity of many other things, but you forget to find your own identity. So who explores the subject and not the object? You need to delve deeper, go deeper. And the deeper the scientist goes in his research, whatever he is doing, greater is the possibility of him becoming spiritual. Because he will at the end reach the Paramatma only. Whatever research he is doing. The more a scientist digs into the nature of existence, the more perplexed he gets. And the more he is filled with awe and amazement. Oh my God, what this world is. But do we know our own worth? What we can do? Do we know our own worth? A man was about to commit suicide. An old man was roaming around on the bank of that river in which the man was going to jump. He was about to jump into the river when this old man stopped him and said, "What are you doing?" The person said, "Don't stop me. I have had enough in my life. There is nothing in my life. Everything is useless. I never got what I wanted. Only got what I did not want. God is against me. So why should I accept this life? I want to end this life." The old man said, "Okay, wait for a day. You will die tomorrow. What is the rush? You say that you have nothing. So then what difference will it make if you stay here for a day? Isn't it?" He said, "Nothing. If I had something, why would I come to die? I have nothing." Then the old man said, "You come with me. My friend is a great doctor. I want to introduce you to him once. Once you meet him, your life may change. And you can die tomorrow otherwise, instead of today. It won't make any difference to you. Anyway, you said you have nothing." The man could not refuse to the old man. He said, "Okay." He went with him to meet the doctor. The old man said something in the ear of his doctor friend, and the doctor said, "I will give 1 lakh rupees." That man only heard this, that this doctor said, "I will give 1 lakh rupees," and did not know what the old man had said to the doctor in his ears. The old man went to the man and he said that the doctor is ready to buy both of your eyes for 1 lakh of rupees. Do you want to sell it? The man shouted, "What do you mean? Sell my eyes for 1 lakh of rupees? Even if he give me 10 lakhs of rupees, I will not sell them." So the old man went back to the doctor. Again came and said, "Okay, he is prepared to give you 11 lakhs of rupees." The man shouted, "Are you crazy? I don't want to do this deal. Why would I sell my eyes?" The old man said, "Will you sell your ears, your nose? The doctor is ready to buy everything and is already to pay. Is ready to pay whatever you price you are asking for." The man said, "No, I don't want to do any such deal. Why will I sell?" The old man said, "Just see, you are not ready to sell your eyes given for 11 lakhs of rupees, and last night you were going to die and said that I have nothing. When your life is meaningless, so what is the harm in selling your body parts? The man was turned into silence. He did not have any words. Today he had come to know the real value of his life. Now a few words from Ashtavakra Mahagita. You might have heard Ashtavakra Mahagita. See, we cannot see what we have got. Just think of these eyes. What a miracle it is, our eyes. The eye is made of skin, a part of skin itself. But the eye can see how frightened it is, how far-sighted it is that I can see made from the skin only. The impossible has become possible. These ears can hear the music, the chirping of the birds, the murmur of the winds, the roar of the ocean. These ears are made of only skin and bone. But see the miracle. And it is a great miracle that we are. Can we imagine a greater miracle than this? The lamp of consciousness is lit in this body of bone, flesh, and marrow. Just think of the value of this lamp of consciousness, what we have. There will be such suffering in our life as we want. We create our own sufferings. As much as we see how much we have got without asking, Paramatma has given us in abundance all this. The remarkable has rained down on us for no reason. What have we earned? What was our income due to which we got this life? What have we done for this? And here we have got everything as a gift from God. Still we are worried. Still we are sad. No thanks to the God who has given all this. So acceptance is an indicator of evolution. Our preparedness of our attitude should be that whatever happens, I am ready to face it. When we learn to accept and love, then every aspect of our life begins to flourish. This is from Geeta. Let's proceed to number 9 quickly. Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha nityam tushyanti jaramanti cha. Paramatma says, Macchitta madgata prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha nityam tushyanti jaramanti cha. Macchitta, their minds fully engaged in me. Macchitta, madgata prana, their pranas, their lives devoted to me. Bodhayanta, preaching, teach. Parasparam, among themselves. Kathayanta, talking. Cha is also mam, about me. Nityam, regularly, perpetually. Tushyanti, to become satisfied, to become happy, to become pleased. Tushyanti, ramanti, to enjoy the transcendental bliss. To get engaged in that only, ramanti. Paramatma says, see, now the Lord mentions the way of worship, how he can be worshipped. So this is the way. The devotees worship God in this fashion. How? With their minds fixed on me, Macchitta. With their lives surrendered to me, Madgata Prana. Enlightening each other about my excellences and greatness, and ever speaking about me, they always remain contented and delighted with me. Now here the Lord is describing the lifestyle of the wise ones. How they lead their lives. What they do in their lives. Foremost is that their mind always abides in the Lord. Their mind does not wander here and there. Instead, steadfastly abides in me. That is what Krishna says. Furthermore, they offer their prana to Lord. In brief, it means yogi establishing his prana at the midpoint between the eyebrows. We have seen this in 6th Adhyay, Atma Samyam Yoga. Equalizing the incoming and outgoing breaths, how you do pranayam, and how do, these are the beginning steps of meditation. We can refer to Adhyay 6 for more details about Madgata Prana. The topic of conversation of such wise people, Paramatma says, is always the Supreme Parabrahma. No other topic. Parabrahma. See, this is how the company you keep speaks volumes about yourself. What company you keep. Thus, you won't find a sannyasi on an alcoholic or a womanizer's friends list. They have different company. Sannyasi, different company. As we know, a man is defined by the company he keeps. Your habits, your taste, your opinions are greatly influenced by the people you keep friendship with. Sri Krishna says, the wise keep the company of like-minded people. That is, those who are spiritually inclined keep the company of people who are as spiritually inclined as they themselves are. And what do they do when they meet each other? They talk about God. They converse about Parabrahma. And they relish singing glories of the Lord. They talk about mind, about the meditation. They inquire about each other's state of mind and motivate each other to be focused in their practices. And where do we stand? When we meet each other, the most common sentence we utter first is, how are you? But our inquiry is about the physical well-being of that person or about his family. On the contrary, for the sage, it is all about, are you in the now? How is your present moment? Because he knows that if someone is abiding in now, then it reflects that he is aware. He is not dreaming, he is aware. And when one is aware, everything is fine. So see where we stand in this. And remember, if you are free from God, you cannot be fine. Even if you reply to somebody that, if somebody asks you, how are you? And if you say, I am fine, but if you are not, if you are free from God, you are not with God, then you are really not fine. You may verbally say, I am fine, but you are really not fine. Sri Krishna says, wise befriend the wise. And they derive great delight from their topic of conversation, which is always centered on God, on the divinity. Okay, further, the last sloka of today, we will finish today's session then. Tesham sadadayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantai yena maam upayanti te. So what do they get? Tesham. Tesham means those people, them. Sadadayuktanam, always engaged. Bhajatam, in the rendering devotional service to Paramatma. Priti purvakam, lovingly. Not forcefully, but lovingly. Priti purvakam. Dadami. Dadami means I give. Buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga, the real intelligence. Tam, that, yena, by which, mam, to me, upayanti, to come, to attain. Paramatma says, by explaining the way the devotees worship Paramatma in the earlier shloka, now the next two shlokas, how he responds to the devotional activities of the devotees. When the devotees are so much devoted, Paramatma says, I also have to do something for them. What does the Paramatma do? He says, to those who are constantly devoted unto me with love and steadfast contemplation, I bestow upon them the refined intelligence needed to know the essence of the ultimate reality. So Paramatma is giving us the tool how to attain him, and endowed with this highest knowledge, the devotees come to me. So as long as the attachments and aversions persist, only the world appears and the Lord is not visible. The Lord transcends the pair of these dualities, opposites, favorable, unfavorable, happy, unhappy, all that. As long as there are pairs of opposites in the form of attachments and aversions, two entities instead of one appear. But when duality is wiped out, when you have that samatva bhav, you are equipoised in all situations, then nothing is seen behind God. Everything is God. That means when equanimity of mind is attained, everything is God. This principle is realized. This is called realization. Therefore, the Lord confers on his devotees this samata buddhi, intellect of equanimity. And we have learned in second adhyay, Samatva Yoga Uchyate. This one attribute of equanimity makes us yogi. Samatva Yoga Uchyate. Paramatma helps us in becoming yogi. He gives us this buddhi of samatha when he sees our devotion. Also, devotee is continually engaged in two activities. That is, abiding in loving devotion and contemplation upon the Supreme Lord. A Sufi poet writes about carrying out or everyday with that mundane activities. He says, how even monotonous sound of charkha, that charkha will reminds him of his beloved Lord. He likens the movement of will to the movement of breath and says that every sound made by that rotating will, he remembers his beloved name, his God's name. Just as every breath he takes reminds him of none other than his cherished beloved. So every activity, how small it may be, breathing also, or doing that charka also, should remind you of Paramatma. Shri Krishna says, a devotee abides continually in my remembrance, in my love, in my devotion. And I endow such a devotee with sublime intellect that enables him attainment of self-realization, attainment of Supreme Parabrahma. So Paramatma says, Dadami Buddhi Yogantam, I give them that Buddhi Yoga. But provided we are the true devotee of Paramatma. And Paramatma gives us the tool of Buddhi Yoga to attain him. Paramatma is showing the way and also giving us a tool how to attain him. Samatha Buddhi is the way. Equanimity, devotion, these are the ways. We stop here. Now the forum is open for you to raise your questions. Thank you so much.
Didi, please unmute.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for that wonderful explanation of the 10th Adhyaya, first part, and it was an impactful session with your words of wisdom. You have really enlightened all of us on these lines, and a beautiful explanation of the shlokas of 7th and 15th, and the different vibhutis you have correlated with this chapter is really wonderful and interesting too. The correlation is really very, very interesting. And we would also be looking at these adhyayas in this angle. So thank you so much for such an impactful session. Now, with your permission, let us move forward to the question and answer session. And I request all the sadhaks here to just put up their hands for asking your questions, and also see that you switch on your videos also so that you can ask your questions. So now I think Mahesh Kulkarni ji is there. First, okay, yes. Mahesh Kulkarni ji.
Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna Dada.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Due to astronomy, the founding of or interest in the astronomy and these vibhutis, I felt something different. You may call it as a strange. That is, understanding the Nirguna or Advaita is rather easier than understanding the Saguna God or do the bhakti of the Saguna God, is the Saguna form of the God. This is somehow strange, you may call it as. But could you just help me out on this?
See, Arjuna had this question to Paramatma in 12th Adhyaya. Evam satati yuktaye bhaktastvam paripasate ye chapyaksharam vyaktan teshanke yoga vittamaha. Which yogi is superior? The one who worships your Sagun Sakar or one who worships your Nirgun Nirakar? Paramatma says, Maya Veshamano Yema Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Pariyopita Steme Yukta Tamamataha. One who worships my manifested form, he is superior. Why? Because Kleshodikadastesham Avyakta Sakta Chetasam Avyakta Higatir Dukkan Dehavad Bhiravapyate. We are all embodied people. To worship something which has no body, what shall we worship? In front of our eyes during meditation, what shall we bring in front of our eyes? vacuum, air. When we are doing Sagun
Yes.
Sakar Aradhana, we can bring our God's picture in front of our eyes. Ganesha, Shiva, Rama, Krishna. Beautiful picture of Krishna can fill our mind. But if you are interested in Nirgun Nirakar only, then the best thing to do is to master Adhyay 13th of Bhagavad Gita, Kshetra Kshetra Vibhaga Yoga, which teaches you how to come out of this I am body feeling. Because body is the main hurdle. When you are doing Aradhana, you are doing spiritual sadhana of Nirgun Nirakar. If you are able to remove this I am body feeling from your mind, then you are on the way to worship Nirgun Nirakar. But until such time, it is very difficult to imagine something which has no shape, no attributes. So, again, the question is, what shall we worship then? Vacuum or air or what exactly? When we are not able to see anything. So, Paramatma says it is easy for you guys because you are embodied people. We can worship embodied person because it matches. We are embodied, God is also embodied. But if we want to worship Nirgun Nirakar, then we have to come out of body. Then we become Nirgun Nirakar and Paramatma also Nirgun Nirakar. Then it matches. The matching has to take place, no? Our attributes and Paramatma's attributes, when they match, then only worshipping becomes easy. Otherwise, if there is a contrast, then contrasting things cannot match together. That's why it is.
Yes, for Bhakti, basically the Saguna form, worshipping Saguna form is essential, right?
Yeah. It's
Yes.
easier. It's easier.
Yeah.
God has certified that it is easier. You can worship my Sagun Sakar form. It is easy for you guys.
Yes, Dada. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, any more questions, please?
Shobha Didi.
Yes, yeah, it's me. Yeah. Jai Shri Krishna, Vikas Bhaiya. Thank you very much. Your lecture was very excellent, par excellence as always. So, so I have this question because you mentioned about what our purpose of life should be, you know, and about after death and stuff. And you mentioned demigods. Can you elaborate on that? Who are these demigods? Who are you referring to?
Yeah, all elevated souls are demigods.
All elevated souls.
Elevated souls are demigods. But demigods also come under Prakriti. God,
Okay.
Paramatma is one, demigods are many.
Okay, so can you give an example of any demigod? Trying to go deep into that aspect.
All your Swamijis or Maharaj or even
Oh,
Santa
okay,
Dhameshwar or Santa Tukaram, they're all
okay.
demigods. You can
Oh,
call
the
them demigods.
demigods. Okay.
They're all demigods.
Yeah.
You can call them demigods. Or even Ganesha is a demigod. Even
Would it be wrong then to worship them when
no, there's
we?
nothing wrong. Nothing wrong in
Nothing wrong.
worshipping demigods. Absolutely nothing wrong. The
Mm,
only mistake we make is
mm,
we create a 3-compartment house of worship. One is me, that means the worshipper. Second
mm.
is my demigod, my Ishta Devata, say
Yeah,
Ganesha or Shiva or whatever.
yeah,
And third is Paramatma.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now we are thinking of coming from Dvaitavad to Advaitavad. That means me and Paramatma is one.
Mm.
This is the ultimate objective of a devotee.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
come to that conclusion that Aham Brahmasmi, I am God.
Mm.
Now,
Yeah.
instead of doing that Aham Brahmasmi and coming to oneness between you and Paramatma, if you are creating third entity, you, your Ishta Devata, demigod, and
Yeah.
Paramatma, then you are going far from your objective, from your goal. If you can
Yes.
see Paramatma in your demigod, be it Krishna or be it Rama or be it Shiva or be it Ganesha, nothing wrong in that. But see
Okay.
Paramatma in everywhere. If
Okay.
you see Paramatma in Gajanan Maharaj, no problem. If you see Paramatma in
Okay.
Sant Dhaneshwar, no problem. But you don't differentiate. Sant Dhaneshwar is
Okay.
different and Paramatma is different. You see Paramatma in everyone.
Okay.
Then there is no complaint from Krishna. Krishna
Okay.
says, you guys make this mistake.
Yeah. So that explains then why we see Paramatma in Krishna.
Exactly.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Okay,
Thank you.
next, Sri Gupta ji. Please,
Jai Shri Krishna, sir.
Jai Shri Guru.
A small clarification, sir. During your speech, you said that there are four communities like European, Dravidian,
Yeah,
like that. And
Yes, yes.
whereas in Lalita Sahasranama, there
Hmm.
are there are four categories it was mentioned, like Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Kshodra. There are the four categories. It will be around whatever the human origin.
Hmm.
Can I have some interpretation, sir?
See, these two are different things. This Varnashram and this, what I explained about the physical appearance of human population and Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is different. That Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is karmani pravibhaktani. Based on
Yes,
karma,
sir.
they are divided.
Yes,
While
sir.
the discussion what we had today was based on the physical appearance, not based on karma.
Oh, sorry.
Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra
Sorry.
is based on their karma.
Oh,
Okay.
understood, sir. Understood.
Mongolian and European and African and Dravidian is based on their physical appearance. And Paramatma said that they have come from, as a praja, from these ancient people who were created by Paramatma. So the point was, if the research also shows that entire population of the world is divisible in these four categories, probably Geeta knows the truth. Not probably, definitely Geeta knows the truth. That this entire population that has transcended from those four people who were created by God.
Yes, sir. God only created, no,
Yeah,
no other
God.
one else.
And their physical appearances are so different that you can imagine that yes, their fathers must be different in physical appearance. African,
Oh,
European, Dravidian, and Mongolian, isn't it?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we don't have
Sunita,
any more.
there is one more message in the.
I
Let
cannot
me
see.
unmute her. She's unable to start the video. Sunita Didi, please unmute and ask your question.
Sunilji, so nice to see you after many days.
Yes, wonderful to see.
Vikas ji, my question is,
Yeah.
why was Arjuna so much dear to Lord Krishna as compared to all other Pandavas?
We are going to read this in this Vibhuti Yoga.
Okay.
Pandavanan Dhananjaya. Among Pandavas, I am Dhananjay. Paramatma says, you are my Vibhuti. Arjuna is Krishna's Vibhuti. They are alter ego.
Oh, oh my God.
In the Adhyaya, there is a slok we are going to read wherein Paramatma says, Pandavanan Dhananjaya. Among all five Pandavas, I am Dhananjay, I am Arjun.
Oh
So
my
if
God.
Arjun is talking to Arjun, you can imagine why there is a love between Arjun and Arjun.
Unimaginable. So nice of it to know about this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lakshmi Didi. There is one more. Lakshmi Didi, please unmute. One second. One second. Lakshmi Didi, you can ask your question. Please unmute. Didi, you raised your hand and I send you a message to unmute. Yes. Go ahead. Lakshmi Didi. Yes. Go ahead, Didi. Lakshmi Didi, you are unmuted.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. It's you back. Sorry.
Because
I
other
thought.
time I got disconnected, so I came.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Then we can continue, Didi. Please continue.
I think no more questions. Now we'll continue with the.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's time for thanking God for all that He has given us. Just now, as because Bhaiya told, we have to be thankful to God, not for something which we don't ask for something which we don't have, but we should be thankful to what we have got from Him. That is just now you have explained. So for all that, and more so for the very good session which we attended today. So now let us offer our sincere prayers at the lotus feet of Paramatma. So for that, I would like to invite Charulata Agarwal ji from New Delhi. Didi worked as a PGT in biology in a school, and now she is interested in social service activities and in villages, she is arranging and imparting training to underprivileged ladies and girls in making bioenzymes, food preservation, etc. It's a wonderful job indeed. Didi is associated with Geeta Pariwar since 2023 and is now a trainer in L1. Charulata Didi, please come forward for the Prarthana.
Jai Shri Krishna. Yogesham Sachidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. So thank you so much for that melodious prayer. And now it's time to express our gratitude to the all the people who are involved in this wonderful session today. So let me take this opportunity on behalf of Geeta Pariwar and sincerely thank our technical team and the whole of the back-end team for their untiring efforts in making this session a memorable one to all of us. And I'm very thankful to all those who have extended their helping hand behind the scene and have made this wonderful session possible. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our Geeta sadhaks who have been here attending this session and making it a great success through their interactive words. And thank you one and all. And I would like to sincerely once again thank Vikas Bhaiya for the wonderful session we had today. And we learned a lot today through the Vivechan. So before we sign off, let us participate in the group chanting of Hanuman Chalisa. So Hanuman Chalisa, please.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जोदायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
With this, we end our session, and let us meet once again for the Vivechan session of the second part of the 10th Adhyaya next week, same day, same time.